up, guys? It's me, Emily G, back at you again with another video. I just finished filming up a video about Emiru and what's going on with her talking about Ice on Twitch, and I feel a little bit rambly about it. I hope it was an okay video. If it never came out, it wasn't okay. But anyways, make sure to go check that out and check out all the other videos on my channel because I am back posting after a week break and I've missed it. So my neighbor is being quiet right now. Hopefully we can get a few things in. And yeah, I've got my live studio audience here and my background and lighting. And if there's anything if there's anything, I ramble a lot, that you think I can improve on, specifically not the rambling, comment down below and I'll try to make the place look fancy for you. And yeah, like and subscribe and let's get on to the video. I want to talk about MrBeast on the Jimmy Fallon. Whoa. I was trying to make it funny and then I couldn't talk for a second because that happens. MrBeast on the Jimmy Fallon show? Question mark, ... Fallon. Oh my goodness, like scallions. Anyways, that is not his name. Jimmy Fallon. We all know Jimmy Fallon, that talk show host with his own night comedy news, more like SNL type, like late night talk show. I don't know what to call it, right? I always enjoyed the Jimmy Fallon show. I know that stuff came out a few years ago, I think, about him like having, I don't know if it was a drinking problem. There was some sort of problem that he had going on, and it turns out like he was really mean to staff behind the scenes. I guess I shouldn't say this. Take this with a grain of salt. I'm pretty sure. I'll post a few articles if that's true and if I can find it. But if not, I apologize, Jimmy. This is just alleged. But anyways, oh my god, wait, Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Donaldson. This is a double Jimothy. Anyways, sorry, I'm really sleep deprived, so we're trying to make it through. But I wanted to not react so much to some of the clips. I guess I could try to put them up on screen. I think we're gonna read the quotes instead because I know with Jimmy Fallon and other late night shows, they can like copyright strike the heck out of you. And I am a small creator. And if little old me gets copyright struck in, it's over, right? Like there's no coming back and complaining about it. There's just, I'm out, you know what I mean? So make sure to follow my Instagram too. Also, Emily does YouTube. And that way, if we ever do get copyright stricken, you can find me on there and we'll figure out where to go from there. But I want to read some of this stuff. So I'm going to grab my phone that happened on the Jimmy Fallon show because MrBeast went on the show, I think on February 7th, pretty recently. And a lot of clips are circulating around. And I get it, they're clips, it's not the full context, right? Girl, we don't need context for this. They're very long clips with one particular story here and there. And I guess it's not news so much because it's like we know that Jimmy Donaldson, MrBeast, is a certain way or says certain things or acts just like billionaire lifeless, like to be honest. The joy from his eyes is gone. I don't know that it's ever been there. People joke about his eyes, which I feel bad because like that's kind of mean, but like he really doesn't smile. There is no like joy behind there. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just want to react to some of these and talk about it. And it's not news, but it's interesting, I guess. So we're going to talk about it. So there's one clip from the show where he says, quote, "I gave this guy a yacht, put it in a lake, gave him my credit card and said, do whatever you can to stop 20 cannons from sinking your yacht. But right before we were going to shoot the cannons, were millions of dollars deep for the shoot and someone spotted a bald eagle. I didn't know this, but you can't make loud noises near bald eagles' nests because they're protected and it can scare them away. I was like, can we just pick up the nest and move it? Nope, that's a federal crime. So we had to pack everything up, spend an obscene amount of money, and move to a different lake. Now I know to survey the area for bald eagles." Nothing is like cancelable about this, you know what I mean? My phone's a little broken. Nothing is cancelable about this, but I guess people are talking about it and just commenting on like how much money is being spent and just like Jimmy's character, Jimmy MrBeast. We're just calling him MrBeast for this. And MrBeast's like personal character, because I do find it a little odd that like the way he talks in this clip, he's not excited about the bald eagle at all. Like a bald eagle, like a national treasure, you know what I mean? And I don't know, people were just saying, gosh, like they're spending an obscene amount of money trying to relocate this shoot with a yacht to save this bald eagle, which is, it's great that they're protecting and doing baseline. I'm gonna be honest, like some people were like, that is so nice and generous of you, and you could have just like stayed there and like hurt this eagle and, you know, committed this federal crime. I'm like, so that's actually not what they should have done. And by moving, they're doing what we call the bare minimum. Like, say it with me, you know what I mean? Like, not breaking crimes, the bare minimum. Even if you think it's a stupid crime, right? Like, we're, you know, it's a protected species. And people were just upset about the amount of money that was spent on this when, like, meanwhile, like, you and I are stuck slurping on paper straws here to try to save the planet, even though they're packing up yachts and just moving to a different lake and getting permits, and you can do whatever you want if you have $1 billion. So you guys should give me $1 billion, because like I'll still use paper straws and I won't buy yachts and put them on lakes and scare bald eagles. You know what I mean? I'll just probably buy a bunch of pomegranate juice and crochet stuff. You know what I mean? Buy some healthcare. Anyways, I wouldn't want $1 billion. Comment down below if you'd want $1 billion. But like, if you think you could handle it. Because I feel like I'm a pretty paranoid person. And if I actually had $1 billion, I feel like everyone would be out to get me. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be on edge 24/7. So there's another clip that he said, or that happened. And I'm trying to find it because I'm mixing up my clips. Okay, I found it. Sorry, that took a second. Then there's this clip here that I've also seen where Jimmy, MrBeast, sorry, is talking about how he, I guess, thought of that viral counting to 100,000 video, which, listen, I'll give tens where tens are due. That sounds incredibly boring and time consuming. And I believe he said it took like several days where he just sat there and people watched him count. Like, it's interesting. And it was definitely like a very big video of its time in that, like, the memeability of it, like, you really sat there and just counted, like, yeah, I guess it's pretty cool. You know what I mean? He says, I was watching Game of Thrones and Naruto, and I was like, man, this is such a waste of time. I'm not making money doing this. And I was like, how can I make money while watching shows I like? And I was like, what if I just watch it and I record myself counting? The entire time I was counting to 100,000, I was watching Game of Thrones and Naruto, but people didn't know that, so it looked like I was just sitting there staring at a wall for 40 hours, like, counting. My thoughts on this are just that I'm sad. Like, it just leaves me kind of sad, to be honest, because what a bland existence. I mean, and I guess you think, like, you would say that about, like, a guy like MrBeast. I'm like, yeah, actually. Like, people were saying in the comments when I saw this, and I agree with them, where they were like, when his videos aren't popular anymore and like no one is consuming what he's producing, like, it wouldn't make sense to keep making content. What is he gonna do? Like, it's just that like racehorse mentality of like, must be doing something, must be making money, like there's got to be something I can do. It's like me like crocheting because I can't keep my hands, like my hands have to be doing something. Right now my brain's occupied because I'm kind of tired, but like I can't watch TV and just sit there and watch TV. I have to be doing something with my hands, you know what I mean? Crocheting. And I don't know, it's just like, it's kind of sad because imagine being like, I really want to appreciate this art, but I'm not making money. How can I make money? I'm like, God, like, girl, I'm broke too. I get it. But I'm also not broke. I'm very grateful for what I have. You know what I mean? But I don't have a lot of money, right? But you're not going to see me being like, must make money every second. Like scratching. Must make money every second, right? And it also got the conversation started in the comments where people like, oh, like Game of Thrones and Naruto, like some of like better shows that are out there, arguably. And I've actually never seen them, but people were arguing this. And people were like, yeah, see, like that's like one of the things, like MrBeast just doesn't appreciate like actual art because yeah, I get it. Like his videos are art and all, but I don't know if you guys remember, there was this animated shorts series that MrBeast tried putting out there for a while, and he was paying like a small team of people to animate it. And I think he ended up saying he could only end up making a few shorts instead of a whole show because like he said almost, quote, like it's very expensive, end quote, to, you know, produce like animation. And it's like, well, yeah, but people who produce it really appreciate art. And I just get like the vibe from MrBeast that he just doesn't appreciate art. He doesn't appreciate the time that other people put into things. And it's like, all right, go make money, I guess. Like, if that's your only goal, you know what I mean? But it kind of does seem like his only goal. And listen, I know there's going to be people in my comments who are like, how dare you? This man has changed the internet. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, first of all, I do think he's ruined it a little bit. He's definitely changed it. I don't know that it's better off. But like, I was a MrBeast, dare I say, fan at one point. Haven't gotten into all the lore yet, but like, I was like defending him boots down. You know what I mean? Not him, but like the whole team, the whole channel, like in the most non-parasocial way possibly that I could. I really enjoyed the content at the time, and I didn't know where it was gonna go, but I was like, this is great. This is groundbreaking. These are great ideas, right? The time, the effort, the quality. A little embarrassed now looking back, but now I'm just like, now I'm an adult, like a grown, I'm not like 40 or nothing, but like now I see the error of my ways, and that it was never about changing anything for the better, right? A lot of people who are rich and famous and do really shady things behind the scenes use philanthropy as a shield because it helps when there's self-defense involved. And I'm not saying there's a lot of shady stuff going on behind the scenes of MrBeast, but I'm saying we definitely know about some possibly illegal lotteries. He definitely seems like someone who has a gambling problem. And I can't call out what he's done. I don't know the guy, you know what I mean? But at the same time, the clips just make me sad because it's another billionaire talking about, and I don't actually think he's a billionaire. I do think he's a multimillionaire. I mean, we're sitting here listening to watching Amazon give him like $100 million budget for a show that is produced with a lot of lawsuits going on where people got injured. There weren't enough staff. There wasn't enough food. People were being mistreated, allegedly, even though the lawsuit I think is still going on from the first Beast games, not the second. And the prize was only, I think, 5% of the actual budget. So like, I'm like, listen, like, and we saw from the lawsuit that allegedly people are being paid a fairly low sum. And I gotta wonder where the rest of that money's going, right? Like, because it ain't going to like player number 4. It's going to MrBeast, you know what I mean? And that's just one of the many videos. Not to mention his investment in crypto. I don't want to get in that argument now. People are like, he doesn't have any money. He gives it away. Are we really being that thick in the head? Like, come on. Like, he has money. He's loaded. You know what I mean? That's something everybody says. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. That's something a lot of smarter billionaires say, is that they don't have money because they give it all away. Well, you don't give it all away. You know what I mean? But anyways, that just makes me angry. So I don't want to fixate on that. I just thought the clips were interesting. I'm going to try to check out more clips, but I don't think a lot of them are talk worthy. I think they're all kind of the same, where it's just like, dang, this is really making me sad and uncomfortable. Not in like sad, like I'm personally affected way, but just like, there's a little pity there. Like, I hope bro figures out what he wants to do with his life. You know what I mean? Like, because it seems like right now it's just about making money, you know? I remember watching an interview back where he was talking about finding his first girlfriend. I don't think it was his current girlfriend, Thea. I apologize. I think I'm saying it wrong. And they're actually engaged or married. But anyways, that's besides the point. He was talking about finding his girlfriend in this interview. And it almost felt like watching someone like interview someone. Like he said, and he had his feet kicked up on the desk, like he owned the place. Without asking, which he always does in interviews, if you notice. Not the Jimmy Fallon one, but like the one with, I think it was Oompaville, like he just made himself at home. And Oompaville made a little joke about it, but that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like MrBeast, like stop putting your feet up on people's desks. You don't own the place. Contrary to if you think you could buy it, okay? You put your feet on this table, this thrifted $15 table, not for sale. You could give me $1 billion for this. Get your feet off my table. Anyways, guys, you know I'd actually take the money. I don't care. Anyways, where was I? Gonna cut this out. Anyways, so I was watching this interview of him, and he was talking about how he met his girlfriend, and it seemed like he was like tallying things off a board and being like, okay, she reads, that's good, I love that about her, she wasn't bad looking, that was great. I thought, like, you know, like, I'm busy most of the time and she's busy, so like I don't have to like commit too much, like we're both busy, you know, which is great. She's got her diplomas and her doctorates, like, yeah, like and I'm like, listen, like, it's cool to be like listing off like amazing things about this person, but I can't explain it. The way he phrased it really bothered me.
And like within 5 seconds I was like, holy, this girl is beautiful. And then, but I have to go through the test because like I don't really get along with women if like they don't love learning, they're not obsessive, they don't have a hobby, they don't like the job. Like there's just certain things where if you have these traits, we get along really well.
Yeah.
And if you don't, like, it's impossible for us to hang out.
Yeah.
So I had to put her through the ringer and start asking questions.
Yeah.
What do you do? And then she was like, I'm an author. And I was like, good. She has a hobby. And then we started talking, and I just tried to get a feel if she likes learning. Like, you know, whatever. What do you like to do? You know, sounds cringe, but, you know, like what kind of content you consume. And it was more like documentary, educational, and like the type of stuff she does. And she has multiple degrees. You could tell she likes learning. She's about to get a neuroscience degree just for fun, not even to get a job.
That's amazing.
Because like she invested in Bitcoin and did well, so she doesn't even like need it. And she was like checking all the boxes. Like these 10 things were like, if I meet a girl that's like beautiful and they have these 10 traits, like we're going to be literally best friends.
Right.
Check every single one of them.
Nice feet, nice feet.
I could go on, but I don't know if you guys want me to go on. So let me know in the comments, like, do you like when I ramble and go off topic? Because I'm trying to stay on topic about this Jimmy Fallon, MrBeast show, the double Jimothy. And I don't know. I feel bad when I get off topic. I know I can ramble, but only so much. So, and I've rambled all day. I'm really tired. So I'm going to film a few more videos, so make sure to tune into my channel. And if you have any suggestions about topics you want to see below, let me know. And please just let me know literally anything, because I don't know that people are watching to the end. So if you are, you're really cool. And I hope that you win $1 million one day and that they don't tax you like crazy. And yeah. Anyways, treat bald eagles well. Don't shoot cannons into yachts for no reason. And yeah. All right. Anyways, maybe we'll get a triple Jimothy one day. That'd be crazy. Who's the third Jimothy? Let me know in the comments below. All right. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.